Are you organized at home or at work, or do you find yourself operating in organized chaos? Yes, our next guest is a certified life coach who says staying organized is just as important as getting organized. Elissa Lassiter is back with some helpful advice. It's great to see you again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. And you know, I know some people might say by the end of the day, do I feel tired? Do I feel like super busy, but I didn't get anything done? Well, being organized and staying organized might be that answer. So the first thing is that organization looks different for different people. For some people, it's going to look like color-coded, my spouse's activities, my activities, all, you know, neat in a row. And for some people, it's going to be like, okay, I just want the clothes to make it from the dryer upstairs to the closet.
Right.
So it's important to see what that means for you, define it, talk it out, write it out, whatever that may be. And then kind of think about some of the things that might be getting in the way of you being organized the way that you want it to be, and then just start. Begin. And sometimes it's the first step that's the hardest one to make.
Well, I think it's very encouraging to evaluate what does organized look like for you, because you're right, it is going to be different for everybody.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's good to talk it out, write it out, but the main thing is just define it. And someone else's definition of organization might not be yours, and not to feel discouraged if, hey, you know what, maybe my house isn't spotless, like, you know, whoever down the street, but, you know, I got the plates off the table after we ate today, and celebrate those big wins, because it's all about taking the little steps that's going to form those big actions and big habits.
Yeah, my house isn't organized, but my junk drawer is, right? Like, at least you've started small.
Right.
So once you define what that looks like for you, you do suggest go ahead and tackle something.
And it's important to make a plan, and then staying organized sometimes can be more challenging than getting organized in the first place. And so it's really important to set those benchmarks for yourself.
This is a great time of year to do that. I think it's top of mind for so many of us. Why is it so important, you know, to get organized? You say, oh, I'll get to that later, or I know where my things are.
Yes.
Why does it help to become organized?
Well, think about it. You know, we have the holidays coming up, and you might have family in every nook and cranny of your house, and, you know, it's a joyful time, but sometimes there's a lot of distractions. So say, for example, if, okay, after work each day or after I finish in the kitchen, I'm going to take 5 minutes and straighten things up and move things aside, you know, to stick to your guns. Or even when it comes to getting organized with your health or how you take care of yourself. Like, hey guys, I go to Zumba from 8 to 9, so you're more than welcome to come with me, but if not, I'll see you when I get back.
Elissa, you mentioned, you know, everybody's going to be there for the holidays. There is so much chaos. It is important to set that time aside. It can throw a system for a loop. Like, I feel like many of us get ready for the holidays. House looks great for like a hot 5 minutes, right? And then, so does that, how do you stay organized? How does that, how do you find success in that?
Well, there are many different ways to go about it. Some people like to make a to-do list. Some people like to kind of bring along a buddy. And you know, in some places, or in some situations where it involves keeping the entire house straight, or doing something with other people, it's okay to have a moment where you bring other people in and you explain to them their goals, to your family, to your spouse, and say, you know what, babe, you know what, kids, this is something that I really want to do. Let's all do it together. And sometimes it is a group effort. And I know, you know, the New Year is coming up, and a lot of people might be waiting to make those New Year's resolutions, but it's always important to know that now's a good time to start.
You're a certified life coach. You work with all sorts of folks. You know, do you find that some of us may be organized at work and not at home? Is an organized person organized everywhere?
And that's, you know, I think it's so good to know that, you know, give yourself some grace. And I say that all the time to the people that I coach and the people that I work with, because, you know, nobody's perfect, but we all do thrive in different conditions. And so it's really important to find out where you thrive, whether it's, you know, getting up early, a few minutes early, and doing your work then, or waiting until everyone goes to bed and then doing your work, or doing things that that's important to you, your passion projects, or even, like I said, making the trip from the dryer to the closet, to the drawers with those clothes.
And if this is one of those things, you know, for folks watching today who say, I can't get organized, there's so many professionals out there who really can help with this, and it makes a huge difference.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one thing that I work with people on, is helping them find a plan to get to where they want to be, and that's going to look different for everybody. And so that's one thing that I'm really dedicated to doing, is helping you get there.
Well, thanks for the insight today. Again, my junk drawer is organized, but don't judge by that office.